Hey there, folks. This is boys basketball reporter Bill Landis. I'm here with girls reporter Kurt Bopp. We're going to break down the District 3 girls basketball tournament. We had 9 teams qualify for this year's tournament. We're going to start by breaking down each area game. Kurt, let's start in Quad A.
Awesome. Obviously, the game I'm most excited for, I saw the first 2 times, CV and Carlisle. Obviously, one of the best rivalries in our area. CV won the first 2. Carlisle often kind of beat itself at times. Turnovers, just missed opportunities. I know they're both excited. Both coaches seem to tell me it's a new season, it's a new start for them. They're both excited for another opportunity. Neither one's very excited to see each other again, so to speak. No one likes to do that. At the same time, though, they're like, it's a new year, they don't care what happened before, and it's going to be a great one. It's going to be fun to watch.
And how about some other Quad A games?
Shippensburg and Elizabethtown. Elizabethtown, obviously, the number 20 seeds, the lowest one in there. Ship's a good team. They got Jenna Parson, Angela Von Brockel, Megan Bear. Obviously got a good core there. Most of the best teams they've played, they kind of struggle with, especially Gettysburg, most notably. They did beat Big Spring and Chambersburg, who are both solid teams, but it'll be interesting to see how they do against some really stiff competition, be it Elizabethtown or possibly in the next round.
And one more Quad A game?
Mechanicsburg, Governor Mifflin. Mechanicsburg got off to an amazing start. They were one of our best teams, one of our fastest teams. I think it was since January they've kind of struggled a little bit. In the past few games, their offense has really been struggling. If they can get it going to what they were doing early in the year, I don't think they'll have much problem. They could definitely upset Governor Mifflin, but if they've been shooting the way they have, it might be a long night for them. They've got the potential. They can do it. They just got to get it going. And it's not necessarily they're doing something wrong. It's just the shots don't seem to be falling for some reason, so maybe they'll get back.
Okay, and move on to AAA. We got a couple teams in AAA. Let's start off with Trinity.
First one, Trinity, obviously going to be playing in the Mid-Penn Championship. They'll be hosting Berks Catholic or Greencastle. I think whoever they play, I think they'll be favored. I think they'll have a good shot with. Thing is, last year we thought the same thing. It'll be very interesting, and they got upset in that round. So it'll be very interesting to see how they rebound, knowing what happened last year. I think they'll be mentally prepared, mentally focused, and charged to do this. But they got to prove it on the court, so they should be able to handle that one pretty easily.
Not to mention they have a game Thursday night they need to take care of first.
Exactly. They're not necessarily looking at districts just yet. We'll see what happens.
Okay, and moving on here to West Perry, also in AAA.
West Perry is I'd say our most surprising team. At the start of the year, Scott Moore told me he thought it'd be a rebuilding year. Here they are in the playoffs. I mean, and they're pretty darn good too. I think 18-4 they finished up. So definitely the biggest surprise. Got a young team, young core. So it'll be very interesting to see how they handle the pressure of the playoffs. They've had such a good record. They kind of knew for a while they'd be in. So now they're really in a playoff mentality. It'll be interesting to see how that young talent handles the extra pressure of that.
And then finally, Big Spring.
Big Spring, they're kind of a surprising team as well. They also struggled against the Muse schedule, kind of like Ship. They're in that colonial there. They struggled against Ship, Gettysburg, those teams. But then they also have some good wins. They had a big win over Westbury, who, again, is a nice opponent there. So that'll be an interesting one to watch. Lancaster Catholic's obviously a very good team as well, but that'll definitely be entertaining.
And then the lone AA representative, Camp Hill.
Camp Hill, they've benefited greatly from Liz Clark's return. She, I think, leads them in most categories. She's just a very good player. She's led the revival. Thing is, she's going to have to come up big for them to get through this game. They've got, Kiera Mitchell, Ivana Mikulic. They've got some talent on that team around her, but she'll also need to kind of step up and do what she can do for them to get out of the first round. And she's very capable. That team is very capable of going through it.
And then the last team in Single A, Bible Baptist.
Yeah, Bible Baptist, also a good team. Cynthia Mensch, one of the best players in the area, averaging over 20 points a game. I think they got a good shot. The problem is, no matter who wins this, they're going to Steel High the next game, so we'll see. I mean, it should be a fun preliminary round for both teams, hopefully.
Obviously, with 9 teams in, a lot of storylines to look at. What are some that you're looking at?
The big one is the one I've looked at all season long, is young teams, these young upstart cores. I think it's almost been watered down how impressive this is. We'll start with CV, obviously. Kayla Schneidman, Megan Rhodes, Ashley Johnson, Jennifer Falconer, and Molly Stanton. All 5 see significant minutes. 3 of them start every game, and they're all freshmen. I mean, in the Commonwealth, that's just ridiculous. And here they are in the playoffs. West Perry's the other one. Maddie Urick, Caitlin Lavenberg, they're both freshmen. Megan Smith's a sophomore, and they're just the core of this team. And it's been exciting to watch, and now here we are in the playoffs. It'll be really cool to see how they respond to the added pressure, see if they can keep it going. I hope, they're exciting teams. We'll see. Another thing I'm watching is Carlisle, obviously, local team. It's Boss Montana's first season. They exceed expectations extremely, so much. 12 wins, district berth, everything. Can they make a run? Obviously, no matter who, Carlisle or CV, whoever wins that game, they're going to Reading. obviously a very tough draw, kind of like, Bob Baptist in the Steel High one. But nonetheless, Carlisle, very exciting to see. Amelia Moyer doing a great job for them. She's going to have to come up big for them to get through, get past CV. They're definitely an interesting one to watch because they're surprised. I'm surprised. Everyone's surprised to see them there. They got a great team, but they actually came through and they got it done. Especially the last few games of the season, they won the games they had to win, and that's why they're here. The last one is kind of mentioned earlier, Trinity. They're in the same situation last year, and they got bounced. Big upset. I believe they were top seed last year. This year they're number 2, but at the same time, I mean they're I believe the best team in that bracket. So we'll see. I think they should have no problem with it. We'll see. They got to prove it on the court. I think mentally they'll be prepared. They won't be caught off guard this year, that's for sure, because they know it's possible to get upset. I think they'll handle their first round and probably make a nice little run too.
Okay, you obviously have